All right, well, this is where we're at today. Trying to learn something new. I've had these Apexi, can't remember what they're called, Spec V N1s. So these came on my Type R from Japan, and I really wanted to rebuild these. And I reached out to Apexi, reached out to a few places. Nobody got back to me about rebuilding these at all. So I just really figured that I would learn how to do it myself. So we have the body. This one's pretty stripped down. To get this off right here was a real pain in the butt. This is actually where the nitrogen is held on the bottom. And so I had to figure out a way to, sorry, this camera's really close, to get this pushed down inside there. So this sits inside there with that seal, and then it has this clip ring right here around that groove right there, which is what this groove right here fits up against. Well, the problem is that when this is pushed down, you have very limited space to try to dig that piece out. So first I had to figure out how to do that, and honestly I didn't know that this was where the nitrogen was filled anyways. So I put a big blanket or a big towel that I had on the end of it when I was using the press, because I used the press to push that piece down, and then I finally dug that clip ring out, and then once I did that, I released the press really slow, and I had that big blanket piece around it, so that way if anything did come shooting out of there, it wasn't going to hit me in the face, because that's what I figured was going to happen. So I did let it come up slowly, and that is where I can confirm that is where the nitrous or nitrogen comes out of, because it did start leaking out. And luckily it wasn't like a super high pressure. I'm assuming there's only like maybe 1 pound or, you know, a couple ounces in there, or maybe it just leaked out over time, who knows. But there wasn't very much in there. So when I got that piece up, I pulled the seal up a little bit, and it let the rest of the nitrogen out, and then I was able to release that cap and dig it out. But the problem is that that is not where it was leaking. It's leaking from the top up here on this seal. And from all the videos that I've watched of people rebuilding shocks, typically there's like a spanner wrench you can put on here that's got like a groove, or like an indentation here and an indentation here, and then you can spin this cap off. Well, there is nothing there. So kind of at a loss to how I can actually get this piece off of there, because I need to take this one completely apart, release the nitrogen in that one so I can get it to that condition. And this one I kind of jacked up just because I wanted to see if I could get it off, and it does spin, so it is supposed to come off. But I dug a groove in that so that way I could spin that off, but kind of hesitant to continue doing that, because I don't know where the hell I'd find another one of these top pieces. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might be able to find something like this similar on like a different shock or something like that I could just replace that once I get the seal out and everything, but I don't know. So that's what I'm trying to learn today, is how to take all this apart, because like I said, I did want to use these actually and put them back on the Type R, even though I'm getting new rear lower control arms. I have the factory control arms that have the slot to put those stock ones back in, so I could use those for time being, and just, you know, see how they are, or rebuild them and sell them, because these shocks are pretty expensive. I mean, they were like, the newer version of these I looked up, and they were like $1,200 to $1,400 for this set. And I do have the fronts over here as well, and they're not leaking or in bad condition. So these ones are still good, and these actually have some aftermarket Swift springs on them, it looks like. So they got some Swift Spring 180 something. I don't know what that says. Swift, it says Swift 180. So I don't know really what that's referring to on the 180 part, but hey, whatever, they're cool. And they came from Japan, so wanted to use them. So if anyone has any ideas on how to get that off, let me know. I'm pretty sure that they probably have something in the factory that's like a rubber, like a belt, like a rubber belt type thing that they can stick on there and then undo that once the pressure's off, I'm assuming. But again, I don't know for sure, but that's kind of how most of that stuff works. So yeah, if anyone has an idea on how to do that, definitely hit me up, let me know. Or if you want to see what it looks like inside once I finally do get these apart and how to rebuild them, I would like to make a video about that as well. So drop a comment, let me know what you'd like to see.